Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, I am finally back with our girls. Okay, let me sit my butt down. Okay, I am finally back. You guys, I'm so sorry. I should be back days ago. You know, life. You just get busy. So, let's continue on. You can see the next thing we need to do with our girls is the hair. So, I already got the hair started. So I knew what the heck I was doing. Because the one thing that stresses me out is like be experimenting just on camera and figuring things out when I don't really have it pre-figured out. Like, I don't like that. So, and I feel like I'm wasting your time. So, I don't want to waste your time. I want things to be working out. So, what we're going to do is we're using watercolor for the hair. And I'm using Jane Davenport, of course, watercolors. I'm using, one of these colors is called Fairy Dust. And I forgot what the other one's called. Anyway, I'm using these two. Okay, and for a base color, I'm using this one. And to shade, I'm using this color. So let's start. And this whole series is called We Are More Alike Than We Are Not. Maya Angelou is the one who, it's her quote. Love her. She is the bomb. I'm so sorry she passed away. She's beautiful. Absolutely loved her. Just a beautiful, beautiful human being. And when our country is going through the crap that we're going through right now, the concept of this work I'm doing, I think it's just really poignant for this time. For all times, but especially now. And when I started this series, what we're going through now with that guy, that policeman, basically choking out that man, and he died. I think his name is George, I believe. Anyway, everybody knows the story. It's absolutely horrendous. Art like this, we are more alike than we are not, I think is super important. And what's wild is that I started this before that whole horrible incident happened. Okay, so I'm just base coating everything with the light color first, and then I'm gonna go in between and throw in the shading, which is the darker pink color. So I use this color first as my base, and I'm gonna shade in with that color. Because if you don't throw another color, a variation of that color, you can even do a couple of different colors, or you can do all different kind of colors in the hair. I do that too. But if you don't throw in a shading color, then you're just going to have something flat like that, and that's not enough. And we're going to do more than that. See how I put in white highlights, and then I took actually after you do white highlights, I took a Jelly Roll pen to do really thin highlights. So, there's a lot going on. Our poor country right now, man, we are going through it. We are going through it. We have a virus, and our other virus is, you know, racism. So, as a country, man, we are dealing with it. But, as far as the racism thing, we needed to deal with it. So, it's been brought out now, and we're dealing with it. And I just think one way to solve racism is everyone exposing themselves to other types of people, other races of people, other cultures. And when you do that, you're like, oh, they're so much like me. Like, we have, like, you may be friends with somebody from a different race, and you have more in common with them than you do somebody your own race. And it has nothing to do with race. It's just what you have in common. And we all have a lot of the same things in common, so. So that's the importance of doing this. And it's fun. And I love making beautiful girls. So. Also, really quickly, I used pressed cold paper, watercolor paper. It's like 11 by 14 that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I wanted hot press, but they don't even have hot press there. So I used cold press, but I turned it around to the other side, and it's more like a hot press on the other side. But it's still not as smooth as I would like, because at first I was going to use these. I was going to use my color sticks. These are water-soluble crayons, and it just was not smooth. It was way too bumpy, because the paper still isn't as smooth as it needs to be. But what's weird is I could use it on, what did I use? Didn't I use it on the lips? I think I used one on the lips. In a small area, it's fine. It's just using it on this hair, it just turned out too erratic. So anyway, just to kind of, the watercolor, because it's watercolor paper, it just worked perfect, for, especially for the hair. Okay, so let's go over here and do the same thing. We're going to put that base coat down, the lighter pink. I have the colors right here. What is this? Right now, the base coat I'm putting down is called Best Friend, and the one that I'm shading with is called Fairy Tale. So they have a little card right there. So let's put our best friend down first. And I just love pink hair. And I wanted to give them both the same color hair to represent we're more alike than we are not. And pink hair is neutral, right? Anybody of any race can have pink hair. And if your hair is really dark, you'll have to do a lot of things to get to pink, but it's a neutral color for both girls. No, but it just represents how they are more alike than they are not. Even they share hair, because I have the hair flowing into each other, which I love. See how they're sharing their hair, and then the color. And they both have the same color eyes. So, okay. Now let's go through with the darker color and start shading. You know, that needs to dry up there, so let me go down here. So what I do is I go inside of a hair strand, like here. I do one side darker and then leave the other side light. So that's all I'm doing. I didn't even think if you guys can really see. Yeah, I think you can. I can't really come in close, you guys, on this because we're dealing with really long hair. And if I come in close, you won't see jack crap. I'll be out of focus in a second. And we don't want that. Don't want that at all. Oh, I'm just loving this pink hair. I think it's so pretty. It's just like purple eyes. I love green eyes, and I just love purple. I love these purple eyes on both girls. I think it's pretty. Okay. So let's go back up here, and let's do some shading up here. And when you use watercolors to shade, oh my god, you go so much faster. And this is a lot of hair, so, you know, going faster can be a little important. I mean, it's not important to go fast. But what I'm saying is, you know, this is a lot of hair. You'll be doing this forever. If I was to do this in pencil, oh my God, I'd be here forever. And nobody has time to be doing art forever. Right, girls? Well, there might be some men watching too. But mostly, the analytics on my channel, it's all 50 women. Usually like 50 women plus. A couple, some people at 40. But mostly 50 women and up. Women 50 and up. And what am I? 51. Okay. Are they trying to tell me I have an old lady channel? Don't even get mad. I just called myself old too. We're not old. We're experienced. There you go. Okay, I like it dark around the face. That looks better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Love it. Okay, so did we get all the hair colored in? So we got the hair all colored in. Let's move my watercolors. Let those dry out. My brush. Okay, let's go back over to this girl. Okay. And let's throw in some white highlights. I probably won't do it right now, but see, on this one, I throw in white highlights with my liner brush, and then once that's dry, like the acrylic's dry, then I'll take my jelly roll pen and throw in some thinner white highlights. It just gives more depth, okay, more layers. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll probably do this the very last video, the very last part of the video, like maybe after I do the background, because this can get really clogged up from the acrylic paint, just like markers. So we don't want that. Okay, let me get the white paint out. And the next thing after I do the hair, we're going to do the background. We're going to begin the background. All right, so I'm taking white paint with my liner brush. Add a little bit of water, not too much. Where's my paper towel? Okay, here it is. And make sure that camera's still rolling. And if you run out of paint halfway down the strand, just reload and do it again. No major. Okay. And these girls, I think I'll be selling prints of these girls on my website. I will announce it if I decide. I am going to sell prints of her, of both girls. So I'll announce it when I do, when the prints are up. And it'll be like 8.5 by 11s, which you can cut down and put in an 8 by 10 frame, or they'll be like 11 by 14s. You could throw some really thin ones in here. I kind of try to throw thick and thin lines so that all the lines aren't the same. So just go really light on the pressure so you can just have a little thin, a little strand. So, okay, So that looks good there. Now let's go over to our other girl. Right? Oh, I love her. She looks pretty. Okay, let's go over to our other girl. And let's throw some highlights in her hair. Okay. Keep going. I really need to turn my paper. Can you still see? Yeah. See how I ran out of paint, so then I just go back and re-dip it. And when I do this, I'm just following strands that are already there. Just following the lines that are already there. And I'm just using white, cheapy acrylic paint. I can't believe it because the kids, because the whole thing with coronavirus, the parents have been doing a lot of arts and crafts. So I had heard that the paints, like Walmart, oh my God, I went there. They have no paint on the shelf. None of this cheap 50-cent acrylic paint, all gone. I couldn't believe it. And I have plenty. I just wanted to check it out when I went there for some essentials because I had heard that the acrylic paint, like the cheap 50-cent acrylic paints at Walmart, they're always there. Oh my God, you guys, the shelves were empty. I was like, oh my goodness. And when I went to Dollar Tree, same thing. A lot of the paints were gone, like really quickly. The paints were just gone. The acrylic paints. These poor parents, man, they have to try to work, try to teach your kids, try to homeschool. I feel for parents right now. They are going through it. So, out to parents right now who are watching my video, girl. My kids are older now, but I feel your pain. You love your children, but that ain't easy. Homeschooling and trying to work and, oh Lord. Okay. Very pretty. Let me just go back over some of the other ones I did over here. Let's see, like this needs to like. Look good? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I think we're done with that. I don't like to waste paint, so I'm going to, oh my God, what is that on my, look at that, I have a little pink speck right there. Oh wow, she has a pink freckle. I don't know how that happened. I think it was some of the watercolor got on her face. No major. We'll just Call it a little freckle. You know what I might do? I'll take a pencil, like a brown pencil, and give her like a little beauty mark right there. That's what I'll do. You can always fix things. Or we could have just left it. But it kind of is like, well, why is that little thing there? We'll give her a little beauty mark. Okay, just a second. Let me get this cleaned up. Otherwise, I'll have more messes. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, like I said, the next thing I would do is take this white jelly pen roll. You get these at Hobby Lobby, right by the register. That you get a set of 3 for like $5. You can use a coupon. And go through the hair, again, with a white jelly roll pen. It just gives more, another layer, a real thin layer of like hair strands going through, which I think looks fabulous. Okay, you know what? I got to use some baby wipes. Just a second. I'm so glad that I got a head start on the hair though. Because you guys saw how long just that little bit took. So this whole thing, it takes some time, so. And doing the hair is very repetitive, so it's not like you probably want to sit there and watch me do the same damn thing over and over and over and over. Like, okay girl, we got it. Okay, next we're gonna do the background. Let me make sure that we're all in frame. Ba-bam. Well, at least let's be in frame here. Okay. So I'm going to do my same layering process I always do. In fact, you know, I'm not going to say everything I'm going to do. Let's just get started. But my same layering process, I'm going to put a basic collage bits down first. I will end up hanging some over the edges, and then we'll cut them off. So you'll see some hanging over the edges. Get my big blue brush out. My glue brush, and let's start. We'll start, of course, with some newspaper paper. Okay. And you know what I'm going to do? Let me lay this down first, and then I will. Let me lay this down first, and then I gotta cover up my girls' faces. Because if any glue or anything gets on my girls' faces, that I will be perturbed about. Okay, so let me get a piece of cardstock out and cut this to fit her face and her face. Okay, there we go. There we go. So now we have the face protected. We do not want any glue on the face. I don't want it on anywhere, but except where I want it, but especially on the face. If I saw some glue on her face, I'd have a heart attack. Just kidding. Not that serious, but I don't want it. Okay, let's do some book note pages. And we're just going like around the hair. So right there, I went on the hair. There we go. Okay. And I really have to cut my bits down because we're working in smaller spaces now. You know? Okay, I'll put that down there. we go. All right, continuing on. We got some Asian newspaper, which I love using Asian newspaper print in my backgrounds. I think it's beautiful. I've told you guys a million times, I think they have the most beautiful language. It just looks like art, in my opinion. This is some really cool writing also, which I think is beautiful. I think it's Arabic writing. I'm not totally sure because I bought a book and all of it looked like it was all this type of writing. And I absolutely loved it. I was like, oh, that is gorgeous. Get it for my mixed media right now. Also, we have some dictionary pages. You just get glue everywhere so that I can move across everywhere pretty quickly. Okay. Okay. We'll do some, what else? Let's do some book pages over here. Okay. Oh, there you go. And then I have more music note paper we'll put in, like right there. Put more music note there. Okay. And let's put some book pages right here. And just some dictionary paper we'll put down in through here. Okay. And put some book pages right there. Okay, so now let's go. We got all the our basic collage bits down. So let's now go the next level, people, the next level. Let me get this all out of here. Just a second, guys. I stack it in levels right beside me, so it kind of got everywhere. Okay. Move that level out of the way. Next, we're going to do a little bit of like napkins that are kind of cleary napkins, like this right here, which is a watch face, which I love. Obsessed with the watch faces. I probably put a watch face in every piece. Everyone's like, yes, Angela, we know. Okay, now let me scoot this over. Make sure everything's kind of in frame. Okay. I'm in frame as much as I can be, you guys. If I go out of frame for a second, excuse me. This is, I've shown this before. It comes in a big roll from Daiso. It's so gorgeous. It looks very Parisian. And, it's in between a napkin and a, what do you call it? And a dryer sheet. I love it. You can just rip it apart, but most thing I like about it is that you can see right through it and treat it just like a napkin. And I love how Parisian it is. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just keep going with that. And I'm just ripping it like this. I pretty much rip everything. I don't like, I'm going to go right over it like that. I don't like, for the most part, you know, I can cut things, but for the most part, I don't like cut edges. If I can help it. But sometimes you have to cut things. You have to be careful about saying never. There's always a reason you gotta do some things. Okay. Love that. Love! It's just one of my favorite things to use is that. I love it. Alright, you know, I'm gonna use some more right here. Gorgeous. And the reason I love it so much is because it's just like a napkin. You treat it just like a napkin. And you can just, it allows you to see all the layers through it. And the writing is so beautiful. I got them at Daiso, and I live in Las Vegas. So, you know, I don't know when the next time with this coronavirus I'll ever go to California again anytime soon. But that's why I'm glad. When I was there last time, I bought so much of it. Like, I don't need any for like years. And I did that on purpose. I bought a ton. I bought 2 or 3 of each one. Because there were several different types of rolls of this type of Parisian looking, they call it wrapping paper. And so I bought a lot of them. So I'm so glad I did that. So glad. Because look, I'm not even going back to California until when? I have no idea. So. Oh, and it was only, you know, Daiso's $1.50. Everything's $1.50. So whenever you go places like that and you see stuff for your art and it's like a cheap price, just don't even ask questions. Just start stocking. Even if it's somewhere where you live, stock it, because especially like somewhere like Daiso, once they sell out, you don't know if they're ever going to get that back in. You can pretty much count they're probably not going to get it back in. That's how I look at it. All right, I'm going to do another watch piece right there. Love a little watch face. Love it. Okay. All right. Let me see what else there is. I have a napkin that has music notes. Isn't this fabulous? I got this at Daiso also. Love it. I'm going to test it out. I don't think there's any layers on this. I think it's just, this is the layer. We'll see. No, there's no layers on this. It didn't feel like there was. So anyway, it's just music notes. Isn't that fabulous? So, let me take a little water and perforate a little piece out. The napkin here. When you want to take a little part of the napkin out, if you guys can see, you just can take it with a little bit of water and make yourself a little perforated edge. Take a brush with a little water, and then you're able to rip this. You still can't rip this napkin that easily, even after you put water on it. It's a tough napkin. Okay, let's put this down. Beautiful. Love it. Let's do a little more of this. This napkin's kind of tough. You have to probably let this soak for a second. Okay, let's see if we can rip this out now. Yeah, usually napkins, after you wet them like that, you can just rip it so easily. This one, you still gotta work it a little bit. Anyway, no major. All right, and let's divide this in half. We'll add some music notes right here. So now we have layers of music notes. Remember we used music note paper as our first layer? Now we've added some other music notes with this. I think it's fabulous. Let's add that right here. Let me check the camera and make sure you guys are still on. Yay, we are. Okay. Continuing. Is that the only time I want music notes? I think so. Yeah, that's enough places. Okay. So, no, I'm not using that. I don't have enough space for that. I've used this. I've used this. You guys, if you could see my pile here, I always grab so much more than I need. It's crazy. Way more than I need. Way more than I could possibly use. But it's okay. Okay, can't use any more of that. Okay, so the last bit of napkins I'm going to use are these. So now I'm going into some color. Look how beautiful. Are these gorgeous? These are my favorite napkins. I'm almost done with these. I'm so sad. I got them at Tuesday morning for $1.99. Look how gorgeous those are. But I did look up, and I need to do it again and order them. I did look up on eBay butterfly napkins, and I found some napkins that, not the same, but similar to these. So, I need to order those. I don't know why I didn't order them that day that I saw them. I think they're in my queue. Yeah, I need to push the go button on that. You know, sometimes, I don't know, you get a brain fart, you're like, oh, I'll wait. Wait for what? For them to be gone? Yeah, that's exactly what'll happen. Okay, I'm going to put the butterflies right here in the center between both of them. Gorgeous. Oh, this background's going to be beautiful. My favorite things. Music notes, butterflies. All my favorite things. That Parisian napkin. As people would say, yes, ma'am. All my favorites. Gorgeous. Okay. I'm doing my best to stay in frame, you guys. So if I go out of frame, it won't be for very long. I'm working on a piece of paper that's 11 by 14. So it's not easy to stay in frame. Okay, put that like that. Okay, and then, oh, I just heard some loud bang. Hopefully nothing major. I was hearing some loud noises outside before. My room in here, my art room, faces like, you know, in my neighborhood, the street. So it's in the front of the house. So I hear everything in this room. Okay, and I want to put some more butterflies down into here. So let me carve out some more butterflies out of this napkin. Sorry, I'm getting quiet, you guys. I'm trying to decide what I'm doing. Trying to focus on what I'm doing. Then I have a napkin in my mouth. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Don't want to put butterflies anywhere else. I might want to put some butterflies up here. I'm going to go on her hair just a little bit too. No major. There we go. Love, 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 love. Now, I'm going to remove this for a second because I need to clean up underneath here. I don't want to have too many stickies on my glass mat. I should glue. It's easier to get it off if you just do it while it's wet. Okay. Now, do I have any other layers? Yes, I do. All right, I have a few more layers. I may or may not use these layers. We're going to see. I have some stamps. You guys, I love layering stamps. I was at a garage sale and it was a big book full of stamps. It's like someone had a stamp collection. And what a shame, I'm just tearing the damn thing up. But, oh well. I love stamps. Oh, also, I love maps. And look how gorgeous this is. This is some scrapbook paper. And I was thinking about, I don't know, it's covering up too much. Oh, you know, I need something over here. Okay, we'll put that right there. There's really not that much room for it, but we'll really go off the edge with this and then we'll cut it. There we go. I found a place for the map. It's a map that comes on like a little small scroll. It's not scrapbook paper that comes on a big packet. It came on a little roll. I know that sounds weird, but anyway. Right. I got a new baby wipe out to wipe this down. Okay. All right, let me see. Make sure you guys are still there and you're seeing everything. So I love all these beautiful layers. Hope you guys are liking them. They are gorgeous. Okay, now I want to use these stamps. See? And I think a stamp would look gorgeous right here. What's nice about the stamps is they're really nice. They're pretty small, so you can fit a stamp in little places on here. Since I only have small spaces that I'm dealing with. Do I want that or do I want this purple one? I think I want the purple one. Yeah, I do. And I love postage. I think postage with flowers and postage with flowers, butterflies. I just love that look. I think it's fabulous. Put this stamp in right here. And do we want to put stamps anywhere else? Let's see. Oh, that looks cool. Right in the middle of that, on top of the map here. A little bit of a stamp action. Get it off the hair. Okay, that looks good. Okay, there's a purple stamp there. Do you want to put this one anywhere? Let's see. I don't think so. You know, let's just rip this stamp in half. Let's do half a stamp, because you could put half a stamp right there. So put a half a stamp there, and we could put half a stamp like right there. That looks good. And I think that looks good. Okay, you guys, so what we need to do is we need to let this dry. Like all these layers, we have a lot of layers going on in this background, right? So we need to let all these layers dry. So we'll let these layers dry. After they dry, we'll take some gesso with a very wet brush, and we will do a light wash of gesso over everything. And the light wash is so it gives you a good base to do some coloring on top of it, but also it brings all this back, but you can still see through it. You can still see the layers. And I think to add color, we're going to use our Jane Davenport pastels. A lot of times I use watercolor. I use all kinds of things, but the main thing is it needs to be something you can see through, not anything like acrylic paint. If you're going to use acrylic paint, you have to water it down or put it on with the baby wipe. You want to be able to see through the paint, because you want to be able to see through all the layers, okay? And adding the color really brings it all together. So it makes it really interesting. So, okay, you guys, let me take this off of here. We're going to let this dry. Oh, we're going to let this dry. And then after this dries, we will be back to basically colorize it and finish everything up, okay? Also, in the next video too, I want to add some glitter, some of these glitter glues or stickles. I get the glitter glues from Dollar Tree. This is the best. In like the eyes, on the lips, on the cheeks a little bit. And I was thinking about adding the pink onto the hair, like glittering the hair. Wouldn't that look gorgeous? So we'll put some glitter in the hair too. So we'll be finishing everything up in the next little part, okay? See you guys in just a bit.